Hi, Rob, and hi, Billy and whoever else. W2 very weak.
Good afternoon.
Well, it is a good afternoon.
Yes, I'm going to stop by here for a bit. I got some stuff I need to do, but I'll be on later. But right now, it's a very good afternoon, unless you refuse. Somebody's got a Billy Voodoo doll.
Yeah, that's screwed up, right? You know, I didn't really want to leave the house today, but now I got fuses, man. It's cool. I just turned the stream on to make sure that works. So it seems to be working. Looks like we've got audio this time. It's good news. W2BTK.
Yeah, right on, Dave. Good to hear you, man. W2EN1.
Yeah, and I wouldn't pay that kind of money for one of these. That's what I'm using right now. That's too much money, man. If you're having second thoughts, that's too much money, man.
Oh, on the Johnson 500? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's too much money for this. I bought this one for $1,000. It had been heavily hacked before I got it, which is perfect for me.
Yeah, I would buy one. I would buy one in a second for $1,000. But yeah, $3,200, man. That's like Joe Walsh Hollywood price range, you know.
I think didn't Joe Walsh pay like $10,000 for one? I think, or somebody did.
I don't know. He's a holocrafters man, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think for a while he was everything, man. He had one of everything, and if he didn't, he got it.
Yeah, well, he is analog, man. I met him up in Wallingford, Connecticut with my wife a couple years ago. He ended up hooking us up with gratis seats like 7 rows. It was freaking great.
Yeah, I'll bet that must have been fun. Yeah, he's a fun dude. I have a friend that, well, I really not friends with him anymore because I haven't seen him in 30 years, but we started out in 5th grade together, and he does a lot of live event stuff. He was also the DJ on WMMR for a while, and he's hung with Joe Walsh a bunch, taking pictures of him and stuff, and there's all kinds of cool stuff. I thought, man, that would have been nice to hang out with Joe Walsh. Yeah, well, Tim Tron did an interview with him. That's on that's archived someplace. Pretty cool.
Yeah, man, Joe Walsh, he's crazy like all of us.
He used to show up on AM Foe, but somebody started talking about it takes a village, and somebody else said burn the village, and then he disappeared.
Yeah, I listen up on 14, what is it, 14-286 in a while. You know, in the afternoon, figuring maybe I'd hook up with him or whatever, but it's been dead as a doornail lately.
He used to frequent 29050 also. They had a Collins net out there. Anyway, Clark!
Yasm.
Don't go anywhere, Clark, please.
No, I was taking care of some email stuff for tomorrow, so I can very easily...
Check for 20 watts.
My wife was yelling at the radio before concerning Aunt Jemima.
Something I said?
Yeah. She's not taking the bait right now. She's got a book she's really enjoying. When she starts looking at it, she stops listening.
Oh shit, we were talking about that before with Land O'Lakes has the Indian off the cover.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, well, we should just ignore everything from the past, you know, like it never happened. Like they did in the Soviet Union. What a great idea.
Yeah, rename Collinsburg, St. Petersburg, that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Well, hey Clark, you'll find this interesting. I'm transmitting with like a 1 to 1.5 second audio delay, so if I say something that shouldn't go over the air, I can unkey immediately after I say it and it won't go over the air. Pretty nifty, huh?
Good evening.
Why don't you give yourself a standard 8-second delay, and then this will give you more time to debate whether it was acceptable or not.
I don't know who that with good evening station was, but good evening. And Clark, that's too much time. Like, I'm still getting used to it. I have to hold the key after I'm done talking to, like, let everything catch up. It's weird.
Welcome to getting in and out of digital delay after every transmission. Yes, good evening.
You don't know who I am. You don't know who I am.
Is that Contest Daddy?
Oh yeah. Oh God, where did you get? Oh boy. Good evening. Maybe my audio isn't overdriven and I don't sound like crap, and maybe I don't sound like I'm running more than 70 watts. I don't know. I may have to get on AM, sit on my face, and debate.
Sound like crap, so you fooled us.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Connor, you do you. Don't bend over. Don't kiss the ring of these jerk-off AM gatekeeper wannabes. Just do you. You're way more accomplished, and you do way cooler crap than any of those jerks. W2BTK, Montana Mountain.
Wow, Billy, you should be sitting in a little glassed-in booth with one of those hats on with the like the turbans with a diamond in the top and a big crystal ball in front of you. This is great. And he didn't even have to put a quarter in the slot.
Yeah, wow. Check this guy out.
How do I sound, though? How do I sound? I'm only running like... Oh God, I'm running piss power. I'm only doing like... Ooh, that's a problem. Hello. I'm only doing like 200 watts and 80 watts a carrier. That's weird.
You're not fully modulated, but other than that, it's okay.
In other words, we hear enough of you.
You're strapping here, Connor. Sounds great.
Yeah, you're 10 over. It's really early. It's like 2 o'clock. What are we... I should still be in bed.
What a millennial.
Number S9 here in Cornhole on the Hudson, New York.
Let me switch antennas and amplifiers here. I'll be right.
Why would you do that?
Connor, it's working.
He's being a ham radio operator. Everything's fine, and he's got to twiddle with stuff.
Yeah, man, it's working. Don't fix it.
Not that any of us ever do that.
See, I do that because I need backup on backup on backup. I got one backup now. Now I need a backup that's the same as this. You know, I'd have like 2 backup. I need choices. You know, I could go to the SDR backup or to the tube backup, or you know, like backups. You need lots of backups.
You need a backup up. You need a backup up. You sound great though, Billy. The new transmission. I think I have too much lows. Let's cut that out. I think your new transmitter there is sounding nice. I have $100 of DX Engineering credit from when I spoke at Dayton Hamvention 2 years ago, and I need to figure out what to spend it on. I think I might save up some moolah here and pick me up one of them Red Pitayas off the DX Engineering site. What do you think about that, Billy the Kid?
I think you have a lot of fun with it, and the way that I'm using it is like the most simplistic. Like, it does so much more than this. You know, it replaces really, really expensive test equipment. you know, like stacks of white rectangular objects that cost like $20,000. It does all that crap. So if you ever get into like engineering level stuff, and you need to measure really tiny signals, have a spectrum analyzer, VNA, signal generator, any of that crap. It's got all those functions. So it's really a great bargain. And you can make precision AM, sideband, all that crap. You know, it's good stuff. I'll save you some time too if you pick one up, download the new radio. And I've got some scripts here that can get you up and going and testing and all that stuff pretty easily. And they're not too hard to modify to suit your exact needs. So you should do it.
Well, let's see. W4IPC, by the way, I'm not even sure if I said my call. My birthday is in May, so by then, or after then, I probably will have the money to acquire one, so I think that'll be fun, because you know me, I like to do the AM, and I like to do the ESSB sometimes, which is hard to find on 80 meters, because most of the ESSB guys only talk about politics, which I hate. But can it do CW? That's a real question. Can it do the real mode CW? And what are you piping into it for audio? Are you going straight into your computer from your mic, or are you still using your fancy-dancy audio chain with your reverb and all that crap?
Well, yeah, I have my normal audio chain that I use with all of my transmitters. You know, the Viking, this one, that doesn't change. And I take, so that my main audio processor has AES digital output, so I bring that out into a FireWire interface, so it just stays digital. It's basically the only A to D conversion is at the mic preamp. My entire audio chain is digital into the computer, digital IQ signals to the exciter, so it's really pretty cool. It's super, everything is digitized throughout the entire chain until it makes it into RF, basically.
FireWire. Ugh. FireWire. Oh my, Billy. Good lord, what is this, 2008?
Yeah, well, dude, if you want to not spend a whole ton of money on stuff and still have like professional grade things, you get the old FireWire interfaces, and it's a hell of a lot of bang for the buck. You get a PCIe FireWire card, slap it in your computer, and there you go, 96K 24-bit AES in. For, I don't know, what did I pay, $150 for this thing? Hello?
W2 very weak.
There you go. I'll have to look at that Pitaya, and that would be nice if you could save me some time with the setting up all the crap. Anyway, how's my how are my dead cutoffs? Are they like yours? I've been working on the audio here on the FlexiFlex. As you could probably hear, probably sounds maybe a little different. I don't know. W4IPC.
Go ahead, Dave and Connor. Yeah, they're pretty sharp.
I was just IDing.
I see. Did we bore Clark off the channel yet?
That's a yes. Clark! Heising reactor.
Clark.
You know, Clark told me one time that basically his way of saying F you to people is just to disappear mid-QSO. Like, he told me that. That's his polite way to do that.
No.
You win, Billy.
First of all, let me clarify that. If I wanted to do that, like what you just described, you would actually hear me for this is the only time I ever do it. I would key up, give my call sign, and unkey. That means you'll never hear from me again.
Ah, I knew it was along those lines, though.
Right. So that's what you need to listen to, because you know how I have such a disdain, a seething hatred, disdain for N1BCG. That's the only time I would do that.
Seething hatred and disdain from Clark.
Exactly.
Wow, Dave, what have you done? Your audio just became so flamboyant and lovely to listen to.
Did he give you that Chris Matthews tingle?
All I was doing was talking into the mic.
Is that how it works?
You know, Dave, you basically did the equivalent of a Friday night date for Connor. Very impressive.
Whatever. Hey guys, I was on the 160 contest last night. You know, speaking of Friday night date, I was on the main station on the Foursquare towards Europe. God, I felt like I was a hot chick at a bar on a Saturday night. I mean, everybody wanted me because apparently no one in Maine does 160.
Yeah, a friend of mine was doing that, and he said he couldn't hear any European SSB.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of Europe. I worked probably 150 Europeans out of 2,000 Americans, so it was pretty poor.
Yeah, so he knows what he's talking about then. Interesting. Thanks for the contest report.
Anytime. But 80 meters is pretty good. I mean, heck, everybody's loud. I'm hearing Europeans all the time on
Darwin there. Hopefully Darwin will get on the air.
Well, I'm glad that you're not a one-trick pony, Connor.
Yeah, that's why you can't build an E-rig, man. You do too much cool stuff.
I can't be an E-boy.
Well, you'd be stuck on two bands and AM only, you know? That's not you.
Yeah, I know. Why would I want an E-rig, right, Clark?
Okay, now I'm back in the room. What was the question?
Like you, Billy, I think I'll go with a Pitaya because it sounds great, and it's fairly customizable from what I can tell. Of course, I'd need an interstage amplifier to make it anywhere close to usable. But you know, we'll get there.
Yeah, you need to put something like that at somebody's remote station there, and you bang in, and it's got your settings.
Hey. Well, I'm waiting for Billy to make his remote. That's what I'm waiting for.
So, are you transmitting from your own house, or are you on a remote station?
Hell no. You think you could hear me in Virginia at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Shoot, you guys can't even hear me from Virginia at 8 o'clock in the evening. No, I'm up in the mountains of New York.
All right. So, how much control do you have? Actually, I mean, it sounds really good, but I'm curious how much control you have over the sound of that station.
Well, quite a bit. I work for the company now, so I can do pretty much anything I want, except for go to the station because I'm a little bit far. I mean, I have amplifier control, antenna control. The sound-wise, I'm using Smart SDR, so anything I can do in Smart SDR, I can adjust my audio. And in theory, if I had some processing software for audio processing, I could also pipe that into the Flex.
Wow, very cool.
You find during the day here?
I don't know, Dave. I've tried it a few times, and I either get called PW or nothing at all.
Yeah,
well, the former is taken.
There's a bunch of people on from W1 here, and you would be PW up there. That makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, I've sold my amplificator. It's over in the corner of the shack, boxed up. So we're a 100-watt station for now. But meh, meh. This is fun enough for me. I like to be heard, and being up where everyone is helps to be heard. Because I'd rather be north than south, I can tell you that. Because the guys down south are boring.
Roger. All right, I'll be back later. You guys have fun. W2, very weak.
Like herd immunity. W2EY, I'm going upstairs to cut up steak and peppers for dinner later. I'll be listening on the iPad. W2ENY.
Still going to be chaperoned.
All right, Rob, Dave. I guess, Dave, I'll talk to you in a little bit. And, yeah. Maybe Tommy will fire his stuff up or have a minute to get on the radio. That would be pretty cool. W2BTK.
Ooh, that was weird. That made my sync detector mad.
You know, you probably do need a little bit more compression, only because we can hear how far you are from that mic very easily.
Can you really? I mean, I'm pretty much on the mic. I mean, if I get any closer, my lips are gonna touch the mic. Here, this might be too much. This is as low as the processor on the Flex will go. This is as low as the processor goes, and it's probably too much. I might have to do what Billy suggested and actually go through Audacity and have it process my audio. So I might actually figure that out later this afternoon. But here's the minimum processing the Flex can do.
Well, first of all, when you did that, it got much louder, so you'd have to change a couple of things. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it just jumped up, but why would you set it to the minimum? You'd have to have it set for something where it actually is doing something, right?
Well, it is doing something. Well, so here's how the Flex processor works. It's quite interesting. It's got some special algorithm that I can't remember what it's called, but it's made by some egghead somewhere. So it's got 3 levels of processor. Well, it's got 4. The number 1 is off. Then the first one is normal, which has the slider all the way down. Then in the middle is DX. Then on the far right is DX Plus, which is some super special secret algorithm. But so right now I have it on normal, which is the lowest the Flex will go.
Well, I mean, I would go ahead and use that because your audio came way up, and if it evens things out, then that's a benefit.
Yeah, but he's back in the same boat.
My real question. Wow, it's really giving me a lot more modulation there for sure on the power meter. I got all those show-off watts now. But is it distorting me? That's what I want to know. Does it distort me at all, or does it just kind of bring my average modulation on?
Back in the same boat you were yesterday. Your positive peaks are through the roof.
Right, so you're distorted on peaks, so you need to turn the output of that compressor down. So it's bringing you up, but the problem is it's now overmodulating. So you'd have to find whatever control is after that and turn that down slightly so you're not overmodulating.
Yeah, there is no control for that in the Flex. I can't control the level, I can only control the setting. Looks like what I'm gonna have to do, I could back away from the mic a little bit, maybe that'll help. Looks like what I'm gonna have to do is do what Billy suggested and do the friggin' computerized processing and then just run that into the Flex and let the computer do the processing instead of the Flex.
Yeah, Connor, you'll be way better off doing that. You have so much more control. There's you have to get some kind of program, like a digital mixer, basically. It'll just it makes it really easy to just like say, okay, I want to pipe the audio from this program to this program, you know, blah, 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 blah. It should work for you. And then use Audacity, download some VSTs, get yourself a multi-band compressor, or just like anything, play with them. You could get some EQs and crap. You know, you just have way, way, way better control. And if your audio controls on that thing are like DX and Super DX, run as fast as you can. Do not use that crap.
Yeah, that's why I usually don't. See, I just turned it off. And now I don't have all my show-off watts. I'm gonna download that now. Audacity. So I'm gonna shut up because I talk too much. And I'm gonna go do this while I listen. W for IPC because I know Clark loves it.
Hey, Connor, do you like building stuff?
I don't like building ditches, but yeah.
Because I know a audio processor that would fix you right up, and it's a kit.
Ooh, do tell.
Well, if you go to internetwork.com/Max, that's capital MAX, it's all there.
If you want to spend some money, but you could do it right now, today, and without delay. Well, maybe some digital delay with the Audacity stuff. That's all free.
Let's see. Copyright W8KHK/N1B. Ah, okay, I see. Let's see. Ooh, look at all this fun stuff. Contact. Availability. There's so many tabs. Which one do I click? Contact. Oh, that didn't do exactly what I thought. Okay. This might be something fun to do.
But, as Billy pointed out, his solution can be done right this second, so that might be a good first step.
Well, yeah. Well, Billy's solution is going to be... What the hell? There we go. Good lord. To freaking install Audacity is like trying to get into NASA. Billy's solution is quick and cheap, but looks like your kit solution is fun, probably cheap-ish, and will kind of teach me something. Oh god, did that affect me? Oh boy, my computer did not like installing Audacity. It freaking froze up my radio. But looks like Audacity is going to be cheap and quick, and the Max audio processor is going to be fun and an experience. So we'll start with Audacity and see if I can't build a kit.
Fast and cheap. Works great for ham radio and dating.
Yeah, well, fast, cheap, or good, pick two. You know what I mean?
Yeah, W2ENY remote iPad camera.
Come out. I got a sloppy copy.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have access to the Steve's mob monitor downstairs, but anyway, hopefully this is working. I'm listening to you guys. W2ENY.
Oh, Connor's in VST hell. Connor, if you want to, once you get all that crap figured out and installed, if you want to download some free plugins, KVR Audio is the place to be, man. They got free plugins galore. I'd check out some multi-band compression and maybe like a 7-band parametric EQ. You'd be styling and profiling with that.
Yeah, right now I've got Audacity installed. I'm trying to figure out how I can actually get it to not just record, but to just pass the audio over.
You got to record, enable the track, or arm the track, as they say.
Huh?
You got to arm the track. You got to define an input, and then you have to record, enable it, and that'll basically turn it on. Or you might be able to just solo it if there's a solo button there, and that'll just send whatever's coming into that channel directly to stereo bus.
Billy. Stereo track. Oh boy. Yeah, I'll figure this out. Okay, I'm annoying. W4IP.
Yeah, it can get a little annoying, but you'll figure it out, dude. The Audacity's not real user-friendly, but it has everything you need, and it's free, so it's cool. There's other free options, too, but Audacity's just, you know, there's no bloat. It's got some scrote. Let it rip.
That's right. Let it rip. And on BCG, good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, Clark, they're chanting in the chat. I have the stream up for the first time in a while. They're chanting. Clark.
I think that's Dave doing that. I think he's got an automated script that floods your, what is it, your Discord account with that kind of nonsense.
I haven't been on a Discord in a while. That's a lot.
Oh, that's right. You're twitchy. That's right. It's not like social misbehaving on a Discord. Discord. You know, Discord and Seattle rioting just kind of like, in my mind, go hand in hand. But you're a twitcher. That's right. Sorry. It's been a long time since I thought about that.
I'm just a documenter. I document all these things that happen with spectral display, waterfall, extra IF like information, transmit audio bandwidth, all kinds of information, you know. You can really see what's going on, have a good record of it. W2BTK.
Wow, you know, speaking of audio bandwidth, hold on a second. How does this sound? Is this too opulent? Is this too wide? Then I can go down to this. Or I can really tighten things up there. This is the ICOM mode.
Yeah, don't do that. The first two, there wasn't that much difference in it. You didn't say a lot of sibilant sounds or anything. But don't do the third way.
Don't do that nasty one. Here you go for you pan adapter jockeys. Three, 4, and 5 kilohertz. No, that's not right. No, it's 4, 6, and 8. Yeah, 4, 6, and 8.
Here, Clark. Tell me what this sounds like. I'll go to my ICOM mode. Let's see. I'm narrowing down. 3,000 right there. That's 3,000 hertz. 3,000 hertz. It hurts. Oh my God, it hurts. Pretty brick wally too, man. That sucks. Okay, so that's 3,000. We'll go to 5,000. Yeah, there's like 5105. There you go. That's considerate. That's very considerate bandwidth. Nice.
Now, here's a question, since you can do that so easily. What if you did go to your narrow band and then really cut out the lows tremendously? Like you just got rid of everything under 150 hertz.
Okay, hold on. So 3052 hertz filter now.
Hold on there, Mr. Band.
There, it'd probably sound just like this there, Clark. I'm on my brand new ICOM 7300. I'm so excited. Hello, how do I sound?
No, they sound better than that. All right. I probably shouldn't have said get rid of everything. It should be more like a sloping drop-off. But, I don't know. You can get a lot of mileage out of 3 kHz. I don't advise it, but you can.
Well, yeah, you can. So here's full 20 kilohertz bandwidth. I don't think I have voice information that can really take advantage of that, but because nobody's around. But there you go. I'm wide, 40K-ish. It was like 30K wide, I guess. I don't know. Let me get rid of that though. Let's go back. 8157. That's good. 16K. I'll buy that.
Now, see, what you should do is, since you've got that bandwidth available and you've got access to your sidebands, I imagine independently, you can operate AM, and then you can send a couple of channels of FT8 in the upper frequencies.
I certainly could. Certainly could.
You just have to make sure you're keyed up for 15 seconds at a time.
Well, this thing has... I don't know. I could do really tricky stuff because this exciter has 2 outputs on it. I'm only using 1 output.
All right, so Waldorf and Statler up in the peanut gallery box there don't like my idea. The wrecking ball has just pulled in.
Yeah, I got the girly tube online instead of the transistors.
Is that Saint Nick? I thought I heard Santa Claus.
That was a waste of time, Clark.
Why?
The antenna in that thing doesn't even receive this band. If I gotta build an external antenna for it, then how am I gonna know what direction the signal's coming from?
Wait a minute, what do you mean the antenna doesn't get that frequency?
Well, I tuned it to this frequency. I couldn't hear you guys talking. I couldn't hear the noise. I had to literally key up my radio to get a signal in it.
Well, now it's definitely burned out.
No, it doesn't have enough sensitivity. There's a jack on it for an external antenna.
Okay, but that's fine. So what you do is you get a plug together that fits that jack. I mean, if it's anything like my Sangean, it's what? It's a phono jack, right? Or no, is it? I'll have to look. Wait a minute, it's right here. Yeah, it's a phono jack. So you put like a 10-foot wire on it, which is actually what you want, because you need to put that radio on the dashboard of your car and, have the antenna outside your car, maybe up on the roof for a bit, lift it up off the roof so you can receive stuff, and then you drive around. I mean, you don't have to get the signal where you are, you just need to start driving around. And when you get near it, it'll be obvious.
Like receive you guys talking?
Oh, all right. I'll look. What is it? It's a Sangean 9. What was the rest of the numbers?
W2BTK, Montana Mountain.
W2PHL, the Bronx.
Hey, Phil, what's all that, like, wee, wee, wee stuff in your receive over there? What is that crap?
Oh, are you listening to the YouTube? Oh, it's bad, I know.
Do you know what that is?
Wait, is it still there? I don't know. It comes, I have a lot of interference here, and sometimes, you know, when I'm not paying attention, it creeps in, and I don't dial it out.
Yeah, I haven't listened on the YouTube stream in a couple days, but it's there. It doesn't really mess things up too bad, but I'm just like, wow, like, Phil's got to deal with that. Holy crap.
Oh, it actually looks like it's off the air right now. Huh, what do you know? Occasionally my cable modem gets, the service gets wonky in it, and it drops the stream.
Yeah, I've been offline for a couple months with my stream. I have it going right now, though. Pretty cool. Just wanted to make sure it all still worked. Clark's out there, too. He keeps, like, disappearing and stuff. Connor was out here. Good little group.
All right. Yeah, I heard Clark. I didn't hear Connor. Good afternoon. W2PHO.
Afternoon, Phil.
Hey, Charlie. Good afternoon.
Charlie, is that an ATS 909X? That looks like an amazingly awesome radio.
The sensitivity.
Well, see if there's an RF gain control on it. Or the other thing is, like my radio, I mean, they're very different, but look on the back and see if there's a switch that selects between the telescoping antenna built in and the external antenna, because that switch may be in the wrong position.
One, but I'll look again. I wasn't looking for one. I looked at everything I saw, and I didn't see anything like that. There's a bunch of switches on one side, but none of them related to that. But I will look again.
Okay, fine.
Hey, Phil, I'm running my new SDR. It's pretty cool stuff. Did I... You know about that?
Are you talking about the signal generator?
No, I've like moved on to 21st century. You know? That's like vintage stuff. This is cutting edge.
Nice. So, well, when you get to bleeding edge, let me know.
No, dude, this thing is sick. I'll bet you would like it. It's like a RF developer board that is marketed to replace a bunch of expensive test equipment. Like, it's got a signal generator, spectrum analyzer, you can do VNA stuff, like anything. 2 RF inputs, 2 RF outputs. I'm just using it to make it. I'm using it to make AM, but it does all kinds of cool crap. You can make anything with it pretty much. Using GNU radio. You probably know about GNU radio. GNU radio.
Yeah, I call it GNU. Well, what are you using?
It's a Red Pitaya, the 14-bit Red Pitaya.
Oh, I read about that. I thought that was a cocktail.
No, well, yeah, it's like some kind of fruit, but no, dude, this thing kicks ass. Like, it's better than the Victor signal generator.
Yeah, I've seen that. There's a couple different models. I don't know. So is it something that like you can get going right away, or do you have to like from source code like build your own application?
Well, you just use GNU Radio. That's all. I mean, it's easy to get set up. You feed it with Ethernet. You put it on your network, and you go to its IP address, just like your router or whatever, and then you start whatever you want to use. It's pre-made stuff like the signal generator, the spectrum analyzer. There's an SDR transceiver function, but you have to like define everything with GNU Radio. So like, you start from scratch in there, but it's really easy. It takes like 10 minutes. It's like block-based DSP. You drag all your crap in. If you're looking at the stream, I mean, I've got my, I have all that crap up right here. My, my GNU Radio here. So I've got like an audio source, bandpass filter, fast multiply constant. Basically just convert your audio into complex digital and then feed the Red Pitaya and whatever else. It's pretty cool. I've got it all up on the screen here. W2BTK. Sorry, I also have a 1 second audio delay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, that stuff like that bugs me. I would not want any audio delay. What is your handle?
Oh, I'm Twitch, Amateur Radio Live. I think if you just go to twitch.com/Amateur Radio Live, you'll go right there. I'll leave it up on the screen for a little bit.
All right, I think I got you. Oh, it says 1 hour. Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha. Howdy.
Yeah, so all that crap you're looking at, like, audio source, this is my setup in GNU Radio. This is my script. So I could just send this to you if you had a Red Pitaya, and it works. I've got the little GUI over here, shows my transmit, spectrum. I've got my modulation index slider, so I can increase or decrease my percent of modulation, my max audio frequency. I can go real, Houston, do you read me? Or I could go like way out 40K, and you can see that all in the GUI. And I got RF power adjust. I can lower my carrier. It's pretty sweet. It's all up there on the screen. That's it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It does look very cool. It's got, I hope I'm looking at the right stream here. Wait, I'll test. Is that me? Yay. I might be looking at an older stream here. Let me double check.
There's going to be like a solid 30-second delay or something, but yeah, I don't know. You might be. I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, it says live here. Yes, 30 seconds, and then, okay, it makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so, like, in a few seconds, you probably see me move the windows around, and then you'll see yourself going... But yeah, that's it. It's not hard. It's easy to do.
1 BCG.
Clark, you gotta do a Twitch screen thing.
I have to be on Twitch? Why?
I don't know. It's fun. It adds a whole new avenue of entertainment.
I would do it, but only on one condition, and that is I sell all my ham gear first, except for my DX160. And then and then hand in my license. And then once that's the case, then I start a Twitch stream, and I'll sit there in my lazy bastard recliner with the little coffee table next to me, and it'll have the DX160 on it and a glass of rum, and I'll just sit there and make comments about what all of you remaining people on ham radio were saying. And I'll just do like a running commentary on what I think of everything that's being discussed. I could see that being wildly popular, but obviously I would never want to be back on ham radio after that. Know what I'm saying?
Would there actually be somebody like behind a desk when you went to hand in your license? Would they be like, okay, and you know, just like like bringing back a library book? Would they care? Would they say goodbye? Would they try to talk you out of it?
Last I heard, when you hand in your license, the FCC has an ice cream cake for you in the conference room.
Fudgy the Whale or Cookie Puss?
Oh, definitely Fudgeback the Whale.
Wait, what?
Yeah. What is it? You got to contact them at 302 West something or other street down in Washington, D.C. I just sent them an email saying, you know what? I can't stand this Part 97 stuff anymore. And usually you get an automated response back that says something like, congratulations, you just woke up. Click here to invalidate your license. And then the dirty deed is done.
So you really thinking about calling it quits? You don't like ham radio anymore?
No, I didn't say that. I said that Phil said if I was going to, I should get on Twitch. And I said the only way I would do that is if I made a clean break from ham radio and then did sort of like a Mystery Science Theater 2000, did like a video commentary on what all of you remaining people were saying on the air. I think that would be entertaining.
Yeah, but you don't have to start your own Twitch like thing. You can just come in here and say hello to all your fans. I mean, like, you're on Twitch right now, buddy. Like, I don't know what else to say. And you've got an audience, and they adore you, man. If you came and just said hi, it'd be cool. I think you might find it rewarding.
Oh, yeah, it would be rewarding. But, I mean, it would be fun to do my own Twitch channel. So, for example, like someone gets on the QSO, and there's always something about everyone in these conversations. So someone gets on, it might be like someone who's got a funny laugh, and I could say, oh, how long is it going to be before you get to hear the laugh? And I could start an on-screen timer, and then, you know, it gets to whatever, and then all of a sudden the person keys up, and then we can all kind of laugh together. So that would be entertaining. Right? Damn it, it would be, yes. All right, so when BTK gets on frequency, it'll be, let's start the BTK timer. How long will it be before he belches on the air? Well, you know, it would be the same timer for you and Timtron.
Yeah, Clark, you've got a house full of people over there, though. So while you're on, you know, the regular ham radio, the boring ham radio, you could have, you know, Colonel Quigley, get Secretia to wheel him over to that Studio B that you've got, hook him up, you know, let him be online, you know, and Uncle Carmine could stop in, and so you could have two different, like, shows going at the same time.
Yes, sir. All right, very good. You can always trust that guy,
Phil.
Yes, sir, Phil, for a great idea. You know what they say? You're the guy, Phil. You're the guy. Come on, man. You're the guy.
Oh, Colonel, have you seen our president, by the way? I think he was supposed to talk to Congress like last week or the week before. Have you seen him at the center?
Oh, it's a bunch of hooey. That guy, you know, what is it? He said he was in the military service, and then he forgot, and then he wasn't, and then he was again. Fiddlesticks. I don't pay much mind to whatever
Biden.
Yes, sir. Biden.
All right, I was just wondering.
Remember, this is the guy with like 3 degrees. And I don't mean 3 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon. Just look at the video from '88. 3 degrees from his college, and he graduated from the top of his class. You know what? Turned out it was all a bunch of hooey. Back in the day when the media actually, checks and balances, not like today.
Oh my God, there's somebody in the Twitch chat said, I didn't know Clark did impressions. Oh, he gonna learn.
That's not it. Clark, is that it? Are you doing it? No.
Hold on. We're not doing any more impressions. Thank you, Colonel. It's past his bedtime.
These are not impressions. These are people. They have their own licenses.
I'd be very upset if this was fake. If this was like fake people.
There'll be some people who'll be very upset. Things will get unpleasant. Don't cross me. Don't cross any good Italian. Capiche?
Hey, Carmine, man. Big capiche.
This is what we like to hear, this millennial. Most of the time these kids, I don't have any respect, but BTK. No, BTK, he's proud. He's not just a millennial. He's a with it millennial. I like that. He's a nice boy. Yeah, slap him right on the cheek there.
All right there, Uncle Carmine. All right.
And now, time for someone else to pick up the conversation. N1 BCG and the cast of unbalanced characters.
W2PH. That's a nice thing that you do there, taking care of those folks. So, I mean, it's overlooked, but I mean, it's like people talk about Elmer's helping people with ham radio. You're just an all-around nice guy helping out the community.
Yeah, it's like running a senior center.
Yeah, the greatest generation. Man, I think there's a lot of... Nah, you know what? Never mind.
Yes, sir.
What's up with all this sniveling there, Colonel? A lot of sniveling going on. In modern society.
Just snowflakes.
Clark, do you take requests?
All right, very good.
No, I'll handle this. What was the question?
Who is that, Ken?
Could be. Yes, it is. KC2UDZ.
Hi, Kenny.
What's going on, Bill? Clark? I think Phil's in there. A nice rainy day. Raining here anyway, but what's up?
Doing all right, Ken. Good to hear you.
Yeah, good to hear you too. Yep, been doing stuff this morning and figured it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Things should be getting better, so figured I'd jump on and see what's going on.
Well, not much. Sunday banter. I'm trying out my new exciter. I blew a fuse and I had to go to Home Depot. But I think we're good now.
What are you using for an exciter?
Oh, we already talked about it a bunch, but it's like I guess as close as you could get to like a homebrew SDR, using a Red Pitaya developer board and a program called GNU Radio to make some AM really, really, really piss weak, low level, like 1 milliwatt, and bring it up. Getting a phone call, W2BTK.
Yeah, I think I saw those before, actually. Low output, little SDR. I think you can use some digital software with them. They're pretty interesting. Oh, yeah, I guess Billy's on the phone. I wonder what the, I don't remember what the frequency coverage is on transmit on those. I wonder.
They make a couple of different models. I don't know off the top of my head. I think it goes up to like low VHF if you buy the good one.
No, okay. So, yeah, probably. I think I remember right. It's got a flexibility of a flex. I think it's around 6 meters. I think, right?
Yeah, you know what? I better not comment because I gotta just look it up. I think it's only a 14-bit radio, though.
Oh, okay. Wonder what the cost is on those. Let's see what Billy says. See, he obviously bought one, so he should know. Let's see. I'll query him.
Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W4IPC.
I hear a W4 in there. Not sure who that is. Go ahead.
That be me. W4IPC. I think I've got some audio processing going on. I don't.
Yeah, you're a little low on the audio side, but kind of hear you.
Where'd everybody go? Where'd Billy the Kid go? The heck happened to the frequency?
No, it sounds a little crunchy, like something, I don't know, not quite right. Where are you? Where are you?
We are in New York, in the state of New York.
State of New York. Well, I should be hearing you just fine then. Well, I mean, you have a good carrier. So, there you go. So what's up, Phil? How you been? Everything okay over there? Keeping busy?
Oh yeah, keeping busy. My latest project was getting my my PC up to snuff so I could play some Flight Simulator, and I got my new video card the other day and been messing around with that. So lots of fun, lots of expense.
Gotcha. Yeah, we have the new Flight Simulator. I forget which was 11. I don't remember. But that's pretty cool. Garrett plays it all the time. I haven't had time to play it. I should be using it because I crash most of the time I fly the airplane. So I've been banned from flying the airplane for a while till I get better.
Yeah, it's 2020. It's called Flight Simulator 2020. And it needs a lot of horsepower.
Oh, we don't have to worry about that. Everything on ours is i9s, i9s with the voltage cranked up, 2080, 3080 Ti's. We're all good.
Oh, you must have bought those cards when they first came out. I waited a little bit, and now you can't get them.
Yeah, we got them a while back. Not a while back. I don't know. I built the one PC. It's got a 2080 Ti in it, the black edition. That's, I don't know. Maybe 6-8 months ago. Something like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's the one I was able to score on eBay. Somebody had a new in the box one, and they were asking the retail price for it, which was great for me because he probably could have got at least $500 more for that thing because that's how in demand they are, especially a new one. So I was happy to get one. Yeah, it's last year's card, but it's the 3080 Ti is not that much faster, and who knows when they're going to come back in stock. So I was happy to get the 2080 Ti, same one, the black edition.
Oh crap, Phil. So I was on the phone. You got a 2080 Ti? You build a new computer? Did you already say what CPU you got?
No, I did not. It's the 9700K.
Very good value at this point. Although, I went AMD.
So, yeah, we got horsepower. We're good.
Billy! Oh, I got strapped by Kenny. I'm not running any power right now.
Well, why wouldn't you do that? Do I sound any different there, Billy the Kid? This is W4I, IPC.
Yeah, way too much compression. I can hear all the artifacts and crap. Lower your ratio. Or, just start with like a 2-to-1 ratio or something around there. And just bring it up slow. You can hear that thing smacking.
Yeah, it's better than it was before. I couldn't even hear him.
Alrighty. Yeah, I just brought... Oh boy. I just brought her down a little bit. How now?
It's getting better. It's still like heavily compressed. You can hear the compression, but that's okay. You just keep lightening it up wherever your threshold might be way down, a little too low. Bring that up closer to 0. Slowly over the next couple transmissions, and we'll see what happens. You really just want it to catch like, transients and crap like that.
Alrighty. Anyway, now my gain is too low. Looky there. Anyway, good evening. I've got a program, not Audacity. I couldn't figure it out, but I went back to an old program I remember using, and it seems to be doing at least something for me. Doesn't have a nice graphical EQ, but, I'll get there.
Well, it sounds better than it did, that's for sure. I forget your name. It's Ken here, Kilo Echo Nancy. What's your name?
Connor, Connor.
Okay, Connor. Yeah, that's it. I remember now.
Do you remember? I remember.
I remember. Yes, I do. Yes, and the Red Pitaya. Yes, I've done some study on that, and I think it's good up to 6 meters, 50 megahertz, if I remember, on transmit, Bill.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's just HF, but I don't go any higher than that.
And what does it cost on those?
$300.
Okay, 300. Yeah, it's an interesting little SDR. When I had looked at it, well, it's been out for a while. When I looked at it, though, for doing something with it, I couldn't quite figure if it was worth it to do one of those or like a Flex 1000 or 1500 for a couple of bucks more. It does the same thing, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I gotta look into it, Billy. There's one on DX Engineering's website It must be fancy dancy. It's $800. There's an $800 one and then a $300 one. Not sure what the difference is. I'm assuming there's quite a difference, but I don't know.
It's 14-bit model and like the 16-bit. I have the 14-bit model. It doesn't make that great of a receiver, but I don't use it for that, so it doesn't matter. As far as using a flex over this, I mean, yeah, flex is like out of the box, ready to go, all that stuff, but you can do like a lot of stuff that you can't do with a flex with this. Like there's no nanny functions at all. I mean, you could talk on AM on one frequency and lower sideband on another frequency at the same time, or transmit. You can basically do anything with this, whereas, you know, the flex is just like ham radio. Here's your ham bands, and, you know, you can't exceed this bandwidth and you can't do this, and it's just like, you know, ready to go for like what most people would want to do. But being able to do crazy crap is cool, you know. I don't know, it's experimental is what it is. If you want to experiment, this is the way to go. And I think that it actually kicks the crap out of a flex and a none. As far as how it sounds on lower sideband, it's I think it's just a little bit higher precision. W2BTK.
KC2UDZ. Interesting. Yeah, I saw them. I thought they were pretty cool, actually. Plus, you get, like you said, you could do a lot more stuff with them. You have four outputs, I think. Very interesting. But I didn't buy one. I think Garrett was looking to buy one, actually, but he never pulled the trigger. Pretty cool.
So, Billy, by the way, I've got my audio adjusted. I don't know how it sounds on the air, but anyway, what do you have that running into? Because I know the Pitaya puts out like piss power. So what are you running it into to have an actual audible signal?
Well, I mean, it puts out my signal. It's just like a milliwatt of RF, and I'm amplifying it up from there with a couple of IPA stages. But as far as like, I guess getting audio into it, I use my regular rack that I use on all my transmitters, the Viking, everything. That doesn't change, and that goes, like I said, digital out from that goes right into the computer, into the GNU radio, and I create the I and Q signals that, you know, create the RF waveform in this Red Pitaya, and then it just amplifiers, man.
And one BCG.
No, Clark's not interested anymore. Well, you're pretty loud, so I'm assuming you're running the B amplifier. So, okay. So if I was gonna do this right, I'd need to get some interstage amplifiers, or build some. I do have a cool little transistor. Actually, I have two downstairs. LDMOS. I have two BLF 189 XRs downstairs. I think they're capable of 1800 watts ICAS. They're just asking to be put in something.
Yeah, well, I think those require like 1 to 2 watts PEP drive, and you're not going to get that out of this thing. You're going to need an IPA between there to take your, you know, minus 10 or whatever, or yeah, I think it's like minus 6 is like the highest output I can get with this on AM, and make that into like 1 watt. So you'd have to stick something in between. I'm not running all the amps right now, just the first, the one that the absolutely necessary one, and then one after that. I still got another stage behind this if needed. It's not needed. W2BTK, and Clark just said F you. He will not be back. He explained before, when he keys up and just says his call sign, he's like, "I'm bored, you guys suck, I'm gone." So bye, Clark, sorry.
No, sorry, that was a misfire.
Oh, okay. Hi, Clark.
Half of what you said there, Billy. freaking massive carrier on 3880 just wiped out my receiver. Lovely. But, yeah. I may have to look into that. I'm at least gonna get one to start around with in the shack, and then eventually we'll maybe work up. But, you got any cool party tricks loaded up?
Oh, no, this script doesn't have any, stuff like that attached to it yet. Just running normal, regular AM.
I hope someone gets their antenna tuned at less than, 3 times legal limit.
Yeah, you see that too? That freaking carrier. The only reason I asked Billy was because I saw someone doing party tricks on 3873. Anyway. Do I at least sound better? I'm trying.
Tune my antenna at 10 milliwatts with an impedance bridge.
Yeah, right on.
It's these people who use full kilowatt look like slackers.
Well, Clark, the real question is, do they have eyes? Look how long they're tuning. They're sitting there mashing on that key for a minute at a time to tune.
If my antenna sucked that much, I really would sell everything and go on Twitch.
Hey, dummy!
Hey, dummy! Use a dummy load!
Here you go.
That's awfully sweet. Yeah, well, I had some good information for you there, Connor. Whatever. Hopefully you notched that thing out by now. The gist of what I'm saying, I'm not at full power right now, nowhere near it. So, just whatever is necessary. But if there's going to be QRM, I can go QRO if you guys request. W2BTK.
I hear you fine. I have my filter on. I can hear everything.
Yeah, I hear you fine. I cut, one thing about the Flex, or any SDR, I cut out most of the lower sideband, so I'm listening to you mostly on the upper sideband. But, that's a 30 over carrier, whoever that is. If only they modulated, maybe they could actually talk.
They're just sending the letter T in slow code. I figured you'd like that.
They probably can't modulate that. Probably just throw in massive carriers. Probably have to turn it way down to modulate it.
Well, they're probably running out of headroom. They probably don't have the headroom to add 4 times the power.
I don't get it. I don't get the full power antenna tuning stuff. It really doesn't take it takes almost nothing to tune an antenna.
My antenna tuner requires 1 watt of power to tune, and I use 1.5 to tune it every time. There's no need to tune at a kilowatt. I don't get it.
Have you ever looked into an impedance bridge? I discovered these. I used an impedance bridge years ago. But it was professionally made. But then I came across this circuit which has 7 components. It's 7. It's like, how hard could this be to build? I found it on the internet, simple impedance bridge, and I'm like, oh my God, I have got every one of those parts in my parts drawer. So I'm just gonna cobble this thing together. I made it with clip leads initially and tried it out, and it worked so well. I was able to use a Hewlett-Packard signal generator for tuning basically any frequency in HF, 1 to 30 megahertz. And I was like, boy, everybody should build one of these. It's like a 1-hour kit, and that includes time looking for the parts and putting them in a little project box. It's so handy, so amazingly handy. And one BCG because it's time.
Yeah, I hear you. I figured out who that person with the carrier is because they just made a mistake. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 10 carriers across the band when they just keyed up while you were talking, so I know exactly who it is. I've heard of it. See, my tuner here, it's an auto tuner. It's a HF Auto, 2-stepper motors controlling a variable inductor and a variable capacitor. And that thing does scary stuff. I can make that thing tune anything, really. It'll take a while, it'll back and forth, but it'll tune darn near anything.
All right, I'm going to bore you all for as short a period of time as I can and quickly describe an impedance bridge. All it is it's a circuit that takes a very small amount of RF power in, and it splits it, and in one side it goes to a 50 ohm non-inductive resistor, like basically any carbon resistor. And then on the other side, it goes to it goes to the antenna, and then there's two diodes there for rectifying the signal, and then you put a meter across those, and all it does, it's a very simple concept, it measures the difference in voltage between the diode that goes to the 50 ohm resistor and the diode that goes to the antenna, so that when the antenna is tuned, basically what it is when the antenna looks like a 50 ohm resistor with no reactance, the meter reads 0. So you basically just tune your antenna tuning circuit so that the meter reads as low as possible. And if it reads 0, that means that the voltage across the 50 ohm composite resistor and your antenna are identical in phase and amplitude and all that stuff, and now you have a perfectly matched antenna. And all it takes to power this thing is enough signal to create a deflection on a volt ohm meter from an RF diode. A 1N914. Okay, now I'm done. Super simple circuit. 7 parts and 1 BCG.
So does that resistor not waste power when you're actually transmitting? Well, I'm sure it does. Do you switch it out of circuit after you're done tuning?
Yeah. You don't put it. It doesn't stay in circuit. All you do is you put it in circuit to get the antenna tuned, and then take it out of circuit, and then you connect your tuner to the transmitter. And when you do that, that transmitter will see a perfect 50 ohm load.
Yeah, but
Wow, that's really neat.
I think Bear had an interesting comment. What was it?
I said that was only 3 parts.
Whoop, you have to match the amplitude of both signals.
Ken and Bear, it was just 3 parts. I mean, there's like a DC blocking cap, and there's a splitter resistor, because you have to. You know what? I'll send you guys the schematic to it, but it's actually, I'll send you a link to the website where I got it. It's so brilliantly simple. But Bear, one more time, please.
Yeah, let's say the 500 watt signal going out to the amplitude isn't going through the diodes, because you have to deflect the meter at the same amplitude. So whatever it is has to be scaled equally.
Yeah, but it doesn't take at all. I mean, if you were to take a volt, which is not even a great meter, and you put a diode on it to rectify RF, you wouldn't need more than like a millivolt or 2 to deflect that meter. So imagine you have 2 diodes in the circuit, and one is loaded with a 50 ohm resistor and the other is loaded with the antenna. And the meter is across those 2 diodes, so it measures the difference in the voltage developed by those diodes. That's why when it's nulled, when the meter reads 0, you have now made the antenna look like a 50 ohm resistor.
Yeah, I understand that. But when it's not nulled, you'll blow the bloody meter out with just a few, not even 1 watt. So I'm wondering how you control that.
Oh, I use a Hewlett-Packard signal generator. I mean, it takes tiny amounts of power.
Oh, you're not using it with your ring. You're just using it to set up the antenna with an external source. Okay, Foxtrot Bravo, Oscar Mike. Very good.
Excellent. You can just get one of these little Chinese DSS units and pop your frequency in and away you go.
Oh yeah, what started this topic was people who like tune up using hundreds of watts, and I'm saying, hell, I could tune my antenna with 5 milliwatts from a signal generator. You wouldn't even hear it. You wouldn't even hear it at the end of the well, yeah, you would, but you wouldn't hear it a mile away.
Clark, you should probably be sitting down for this one. Oh, my SWR is way up there somehow. But, did this stupid thing. There are people in this radio world, and remember, this is amateur radio. An awful lot of people believe, I mean, they really believe that SWR varies with power.
They're right. When you put enough power through the coax, it changes impedance.
And you blow crap up. Hey, Chris. Hey, Clark.
Happen, but only when you have a crappy meter that doesn't actually measure SWR. If you have a real meter, it won't change. It's just a ratio.
Well, it dates back to the 11-meter days when, I put my amp on and my SWR goes up.
Not enough RF grease. You got to use that, lots of it. You just slather it on there.
We used to say you got to pump up your reflect for maximum backswing on the CB radio.
Be a 2 JBL back into the woodwork.
Great.
How dare you?
Chaperone.
You talking about CB, Billy? We can't have that on 75 meters.
Oh, I just found the circuit that I was looking for, and it says VHF impedance bridge. Hell yeah, you can use it for 2 meters if you want, but I use it for HF, and it works great.
If your 2-meter antenna needs a tuner, you need to re-look. You need to have a look at your test. I mean,
Dude, Phil, my buddy Tommy, W2 Extra Gravy, he sells swar grease if you need some. Helps the watts slide off.
Nice. You can never have enough. You got to have that hanging around. You never know. And by the way, Billy, your delay is only like 5 seconds. When I finally realized I was watching a video of yours from like last week or something. Yeah, there's a little live button, and you click on that, and then I was like, wow, this is actually not that more, maybe 6 seconds at the most.
Yeah, okay, so you're watching now. I've got my new radio script pulled up here, and you can see all of the blocks that I've implemented to make AM here. Pretty cool. W2BTK with the audio delay.
W2PHL. Wow, that is really neat. Yeah, that's GNU. I've seen that. There's a really simple one out there, just like to build a receiver with homemade parts or something like that. I remember years ago reading about it, but boy, that looks pretty sophisticated. It's come a long way, baby.
Hey, Connor, I just emailed you the link to the website with that circuit on it.
Thank you. I'm going to actually build that. I should build that. Looks fun, probably. Sounds fun from your description. What's up with all these VFO warriors spinning their VFOs while transmitting?
I don't know. I think somebody's on. They finally turned their modulator on or whatever. Who's chucking that carrier? I'm trying to see who it is.
Yeah, I think I know who that is. I'm surprised he's doing that.
Well, I knew who it was. I talked to him on 160 the other day and noticed he had like 10 carriers. And I saw the same thing here today, so.
Oh, he just ID'd.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ham radio.
Radio Whiskey Papa.
Man, he's got a heck of a background noise.
All right, Whiskey Papa, light it up and impress us.
Let me turn my audio down. That old dispatch mic. W2JBL, you still in there?
Yeah, I'm in the radio shop in the other room working. What's going on?
What you doing, partner? Got Bob up here, Norway 1 Radio Whiskey Papa. I just figured I'd touch base with you there. How's the weather treating you?
Oh, I still have 2 feet of snow on the ground. It won't be melted off until May. Life is treating me good. I can't complain.
Well, you gotta put snow tires on the hot rod to go through now.
No, that ain't moving until sometime in May when all the road salt is washed away.
Copy on that. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna have to put the guitars and the amps on sleds to get to the studio?
Yeah, it's a pretty steep hill here.
Copy on that. Good to hear you. Hope everybody's well down there. I wanted to jump in for a minute. How's the copy down there today?
Well, you got enough audio for both of us.
I hope that's a good thing, because usually I don't have any audio here. I put the...
There you go. You're able to hear me now. Oh, hell. All right, hang on. Damn it.
Obviously still a thin bandwidth there, but at least I hope...
It's way too much audio. You're killing it.
Really? We'll turn it down a little more anyways.
Keep going.
Can't go anymore. It's down on 1.
Then turn down the mic gain on the rig.
I could go into low mode, but then it's... All right, give me a minute.
It sounds fine there. I mean, it's understandable. If you want to just talk, you can leave it like that. It improved it a lot.
You know, it's the same thing that Charlie had earlier. He got on and he was he was loud, but he was all distorted. And then when he turned things down, he actually sounded really good. Of course, not as loud, but the improvement in quality was totally worth it.
Yeah, I was getting worried about him. I am worried about him. If he keeps, if he doesn't mind his audio, he's going to kill the mod iron in that Ranger. I know, because I've been there.
You were right. I had it way up.
See, now that sounds good.
Well, thanks for this important information. I gotta remember the memory stays in there. I was on Slot Bucket with the stage mic, and that's a quiet mic, so I had it up a little high there. As long as it's workable, well, it's good to know.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, it should be. But I'm only running. I got the drive down to about 60 on the amp going into on the radio with about 12 watts of carrier, 125 on the carrier, peaks about 500-600. That's enough. Blow the balls off the amp,
Yeah, well, I'm going to fade back into the woodwork. I'm working on a project here. I just today made the error of turning the transmitter on while monitoring you guys, and that kind of prompted me to jump in a few times. W2JBL, be listening from the shop.
Yeah. All right, pal, good to hear you. And if you get a second, go on the internet and look up a band called Tokyo Groove. Tokyo Groove, what is hip? You got to look at it.
Yep, on the Canadian border up in Pittsburgh.
Japanese bass player. 73rd, Norway 1 Radio Whiskey Papa.
You know, I have yet to hear anybody who says, I'm glad I tuned into you guys. Have you noticed that? No one has ever said that?
We're not exactly riveting, or at least I'm not. The Clark stories are very riveting. Oh my god, someone's blowing me up on the, I have a work call. Okay, good afternoon, gentlemen. And, well, there's no women on this frequency right now. 73, this is W4IPC.
Hey, Connor, your audio sounds good. That compressor, I think you got it dialed in. It's good stuff. congrats on that, bud. If you're leaving, I'll see you later. But Clark, we can't be that boring. Look, Nick on Twitch said he's glad he tuned in. There's a few people watching, you know, they're into it. So you might just not be aware.
Would you say there was 2 people watching?
I think it says 6. I don't know. You never know. There's a few people out here on the airwaves. Say hi to them, man. They're into.
Hi, all my fans.
Hey, Connor. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
It's stuck.
Connor left.
AM, I started messing with it a little bit. I was having a lot of fun.
Hey, now here's an FCC question for you cool cats. If you get on here on AM and your entire QSO is filled with, you know, people saying da-da-da, you know, and stuff like that, so you're basically speaking in CW, or you're speaking in Morse. I'm sorry, you don't speak in CW. Is that legal, or is that considered you're speaking in, you know, like hieroglyphic code?
No, it's technically not legal. It's modulated CW. So if you look at all the crap for that, even they put that on the band plan too, like modulated CW not allowed below what I think somewhere like 6 meters ish. So it technically no.
Well, that's very
modulated. It's not MCW. You're saying the words. You're saying dit and da.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, no, I guess that is code. So they could shoo you in the ass for that.
This is what I say
Maybe
to
only
you.
in emergency situations.
What you have to understand.
One, AW has a special dispensation for that, so they can do it.
Wow, then from now on, did-da-da-did-it. Whoops, that's not right. Did-da-did-da-did-it. Da-da-da-did, oh, shush, yeah.
I think it's a song by the Police, if I remember right.
Do-do-do-do, did-da-did-da-did-da.
It's a song by the Police.
It's all I want to say to you.
That's the one.
Man, this is a tough group. Tough crowd.
You know, I'm good at 15 words per minute on a stray key and about 3 words per minute with my mouth.
You want to belt one out, Bear? Go ahead.
Yeah. Technically, all the KWM2s and the matching separates, if you try to run KW on them, they're illegal. Because they use modulated CW. They actually do.
Illegal.
All right. Well, I thought I'd throw that in. I'm glad everybody appreciated that little piece of nugget. A little rabbit turd. WB2GCR, good evening. That's
all perfectly legal. Although they phased it out, the last run, the 32S3 transmitter made true CW. They put tone through the balanced modulator and counted on the mechanical filter to filter out any harmonics on the tone and good carrier suppression, and everything would be okay. Fine. Well, my father had one of those transmitters, and I have it, and something crapped out in it. I think it's just the carrier balance was off. He got slammed by the FEC for having 2 signals. But other than, you know, misadjustment, that tone into the slot bucket rig, perfectly legal, as long as the second harmonic of the tone falls outside of the passband.
Well, I've been doing this for a long time there, Sonny, and I telling you that back in the day.
Yes, sir. All right. Very good.
What's up, Chris?
Not much. I keep putting down my work on the bench and coming out to the other station here and tossing in comments.
Yeah, that's okay. So, what are you working on?
Audio interface cables to patch my station audio upstairs into my Motorola commercial 2-meter radio, so I have some decent audio on 2 meters. We're going to show the repeater weenies around here how it's done.
Oh boy, that should be good for some RF.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll come on with a healthy low end and everything. We'll see how long it takes me to get kicked off of the local repeater for doing something different.
Who cares? Don't worry about it.
Is that a monkey puppet?
It does sound like one, doesn't it?
Sure does. So I got to run out to the parts room to get parts. W2JBL.
Okay, Chris. We'll catch you later.
What?
Wait, what? Is that you, Tommy? Hello?
What do you think he's really doing to that little monkey, though?
You know, we can't say because child services would be after him if we did.
Hold on, Tommy's out there.
Definitely not Tommy. W2XG.
Hi, Tommy.
I'll be right back around. I was just tuning up and I gotta go have dinner.
All right. Hey, damn, that thing sounds good, homie.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
Woo, talking dirty. All right, I'll see you when you get back.
There you go, W2XG.
Okay.
Dude, Clark, that's Tommy on his Valiant, man. Or Ranger, or he's got some kind of Johnson. He hasn't been on the air with it too much. Just got that sucker going. You're all into that when people get stuff on the air. Well, there you go, man. He'll be back.
I am all for when people are on Valiants and Rangers. It's like 4 thumbs up.
That's right.
All right, I'll light up my Ranger.
Oh, don't go bending over the barrel just for us.
Phil, I like that weird Yaesu Earth Station radio you got. That thing rules.
Calling Earth to station.
Oh, I can.
Yay. Oh, this needs some tuning up.
For rent and 1 BCG.
W2PHL on the ring.
W2BTK. I was just checking out Phil's YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't had that Earth station on in a while. I got too much power here. Hold on.
Phil is streaming radio porn on his YouTube channel.
He's streaming the big 8.5. I just wanted to see how I sounded down at W2PHL radio station there. It sounded okay. I gotta say, it sounded fine. This is W2BTK. Everybody ID'd except me, you know.
So, yeah, well, if we were normal ham radio operators, we would give everybody else's call sign and our own at the beginning and end of every transmission. Wow. Hey, so how's Twitchville going? You got people piling into the auditorium there, or what's the latest, Bill?
Well, yeah, there's people watching. They're listening to you and me and Phil and everybody chat on AM. It's cool. That's all. And you know what? Like, if you're bored later working on something, whatever, you can revisit this QSO on YouTube when I upload it, as soon as the stream's done. So that's all that's going on with that. I just thought it'd be a good day to document what the hell's going on around this frequency. That's all. It's running low pow right now, chilling out. That's it, baby.
All right, so here's a question directed to Billy BTK's Twitch viewers. Does he still have that mustache? Is Billy still sporting the mustache that makes him look like a gas station attendant in Canada?
You can't converse with these people unless you come into the chat. So I don't really know how that works, but somebody will. Oh, yep, you got an answer.
See, this is what's called remote control social unrest. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be like a topic arsonist, where I throw a question out there and then your chat feed goes bat crackers. So it looks like it was a success.
One person said yeah.
Well, that was a success.
They get rowdy, and just like when you're on the air, they just start chanting Clark, 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 Clark. It was like when I was streaming like regularly, that would happen a lot. Like when you were on the air, like they get all fired up when you're on. I don't know what it is.
I don't consider a QSO a success until someone on your Twitch stream takes an empty beer can and crushes it against their forehead. When that happens, I have arrived.
Nowadays, that's not such a big deal. The tin that they use is like super thin. Take like a 70s beer can and do that.
That's true.
Oh, was ist das?
That sounded like a 1930s Nazi rally. What the hell was that? Billy is playing sound effects of Third Reich rallies.
No, it wasn't me. I don't have anything piped into this except my microphone, Neum.
Said microphonium?
Yeah, microphone, Neum.
Where is it nice and warm?
Down in Florida, about 1 million people standing out there to hear Donald Trump's comeback speech.
I can imagine it's a scene.
I agree.
Well, as long as they're being safe.
That's right, social distancing. I learned a lot about COVID yesterday. Rich was on Frequency, and they were talking about the effectiveness of masks. And I said, wait a minute. All these discussions have been about, your average mask, your, homemade mask. Like, basically, you take some of your old tighty whities and cut them up and make a mask out of that, like Billy does. Or you get an N95 mask, surgical mask and whatnot. But the reality is there you have a whole culture of people out there milling about thinking they're completely protected by these, face condoms. But the reality is their eyes are wide open. Now you've got like a direct direct beeline to your blood system. All right, I'm not a doctor, sorry. So if someone goes, and shotguns COVID droplets all over, and obviously they get in your eyes. I mean, you're done, right? And Rich, who knows, corrected me and said, no, Clark, you're making some wild, Hollywood-esque assumptions there. Great. It is a respiratory, whatever he said. It is not something that gets absorbed through the skin. So you can have someone sneeze all over you and you're totally fine. It's like the COVID invaders have to go into your lungs. But this brings up another question. Sorry about the tangent here. Why were they going nuts back in the spring about, don't touch your face? Who cares if you touch your face? You can't get it through your skin. You can't get it through your eyes. You can only get it if you breathe it in. So anybody want to clarify that? Curious people want to know. And one BCG.
That's not accurate.
Throwaway line. Anybody want to back that up with some kind of meaty information?
Immune system. Use it or lose it.
It's these high-powered hand dryers in the bathrooms that's spreading it all. Think about it. One of those things could probably shoot a piss particle across the room at like Mach 10, 20, 30 feet when those suckers start going.
I mean, do you ever worry about going into like a public restroom? Because you got to do like number 2, and you walk in there and someone dropped like an atomic bomb, and it's so bad you feel your eyes watering, but you really have to go. So you somehow put up with it, and you try to not breathe, but you've already inhaled. What if that person had COVID? Are you like done at that point?
Well, yeah, those COVID molecules, they'll ride right along with the fart gas and right into your nose.
Hang on. Do I have it?
Who says 3885 is not educational?
I know, right?
All right. Look, the mask isn't to protect you. It's to protect everyone from you. You being someone who happens to have COVID. It's intended to prevent or reduce, doesn't prevent it, the spread of droplets. You can get sick from getting it in your eyes. The primary place where it likes to grow is in the back of your nose, up there, where it's warm and wet. And then it spreads. But you can get it through your eyes. It's a question of viral load. Lima, Oscar, Alpha, Delta. Usually, if you just get a little bit of it, your immune system will fight it, kill it. The trick is, if you get enough of it, it starts to multiply, and then you're done for. WB2GCR with information.
When you say warm and wet, that is exactly not what immediately comes to my mind when I think of warm and wet.
And it all sounds plausible, but every time they've tried to test that, they come up to the same conclusion that masks don't do anything.
No. That's all. They prevent the spread of droplets. It's simple. It's mechanical. And there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but Bear...
Sneeze in your sleeve. If you don't feel good, stay home. And stop looking at people that walk down the street with no mask on as if they're a drunk guy waving a loaded gun, because that's what's happened to society when you tell people wear a mask, not for you but for me. It pits people against each other, and there is no science. It's simply sophistry. There is no science that shows that. They're trying to prove it like crazy, and they just did another study in the fall, peer-reviewed, that like 2% effectiveness for masks. Well, I guess 2%, right? It's better than nothing. Yeah, well, It's not the case, and it's unfortunate, and our society's being destroyed. Destroyed. Just like 3885, just like I did to 3885. Anyway.
No.
No. It's true, though. I agree with Phil, but Bear, so the mask, right? I don't wear one on my schwans. When I go to the bathroom, that the stream hits the urinal, and my piss particles go everywhere. And if somebody turns on that hand dryer while I'm pissing, oh God, everyone in the room gets a taste. What about that? How do we prevent against piss particles? Can I wear a mask or some type of deflective device? Maybe we should put them over the urinals and stuff. I think that's how it's happening. It's all about piss particles.
Gets a taste?
Hey, hang on. The mask is not effective at all at preventing. It's effective at reducing the spread of droplets. So I don't know what peer-reviewed thing you read, but you have to look at what they're testing.
Piss droplets.
Yeah, I'm going to drop it. There's plenty of things you can read and realize that this is just ridiculous. Started as 15 days to flatten a curve so the hospitals wouldn't be overwhelmed, and that came and went, and then it all went away for a good amount of time. It behaves just like any upper respiratory virus has in the past, so it's completely predictable, and yet we're still learning about COVID-19. So it's a lot of hooey at this point, and everyone is afraid, or people in authority are afraid to just let it go and say they don't want to be the mayor of Sharkville, Amity, the mayor of Amityville saying that the beaches are safe. Nobody wants that, so no one's going to say it's safe to take off your mask. We're just going to be wearing masks forever because, hey, I'm protecting you.
Yes, sir. A lot of hooey, just like the guy said. All right, very good.
K1 ETP.
Oh boy, it sounds like we're going back to yesterday's conversation. Good afternoon, Rich.
Good afternoon. Just listening. I was very impressed with Phil's word sophistry. I've heard that in a long. That's a rich man's term for bullshit.
Yeah, it just flew out of my mouth. I had an education.
And then...
Hold it. Now, Rich, hold on a second. If you're going to be dispensing compliments like Pez, don't you think you'd be a little bit impressed by the fact that I took the information from a QSO that I gleaned yesterday and reflected it back today? Remember, did you hear that? Did you hear me saying, oh yeah, we were talking about this COVID thing, and Rich says it's a respiratory issue, which means no, you can't get it through your eyeballs. Hello, a little credit here. We have a void in the narcissism area.
Hang on. I called a carpenter and had my sophistry repaired.
Yes. No, sophistry. Yep, good word. Yeah, I stick by my what I said yesterday. You probably can't get it through the eye. I'm not saying it's absolutely impossible, but it is a respiratory virus, and Bear was absolutely correct. It likes to sit in the back of your nose and replicate there. So can you get it through the eye? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know of any instance where that's been proven, but it certainly has been proven through the nasal passages and via the mouth. So that's I'm sticking to that.
Hey, Rich, then that brings up another question that I've got. Why is it then that they said don't touch your face? Why not? If you have COVID or whatever droplets on your fingers, why would it be a problem if you touched your face or rubbed your eyes?
I called the carpenter
because I guess I don't know, Clark. But if I had to guess, I would say, well, your fingers, will eventually end up in your mouth, on your mouth, in your nose, on your nose, and that is the that's the highway for the virus.
All right, how many people on frequency often find their fingers up their nose?
Oh, I do.
Me.
I pick my nose for sure.
Okay, then I guess that is a problem. Good. That was validated.
Polluted mask out of the way so you could pick it.
I had my sophistry fixed by a carpenter.
Maybe
How do you
you
think
could
they got all those
drill
Cadillacs
a
sitting
hole
my
in your
yard?
mask so that you'd have easier access.
You mean the Cadillacs that are up on cinder blocks?
Yeah, I picked them all out of my nose.
The ones with the weeds growing up around them?
That's what my grandmother used to say to me. What are you doing, picking for a Cadillac?
I'm going to use that.
Well, there's no royalties to pay since she's been gone for quite a while.
Don't you love that expressions from like, your grandparents' era where it's like it's so like out of date, it's actually awesome. So you can't wait to use it in today's times because people will look at you and go like, "What?" And then you just can't wait to explain it.
You're cooking with gas.
Fart gas.
Ooh, fart gas. I captured a good Timtron fart gas story on YouTube. I think you're in that QSO as well, Clark.
They have, I think it's India. They've got the pit underneath the burner is where they've got their human waste, and they channel that to the stovetop, and they use that to cook.
Let me relate a story from my boarding school days. Oh my God, he was one of those. Yeah. So one night after we had some dinner, I forget what it was, but it was real, methane generating kind of a menu. I walked past this one room in a dormitory, and the door was open, and this kid was bent over, and this other kid was sitting there with a lighter up to his butt on his jeans. And I looked at it really quickly, and then I stopped, and I'm like, I didn't see that. And I walked back. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And they're like, watch this, watch this. And they're kind of like, coaching him on like, push. And he's like, I'm trying. Oh, wait. And then all of a sudden, the lighter got blown out. The lighter is being held up to his butt, right up to his jeans. The lighter gets extinguished by this, like, invisible, wind, where it was coming from. But the flames went into the back of his jeans, and his butt caught fire. It literally lit his tighty-whities on fire. Next thing you know, the kid doesn't say anything, and then he gets this look on his face, and then he starts screaming. And everyone starts laughing, and he's running around the room. And then he sits down on this guy's bed, and he's like, I guess he was trying to like extinguish the flames in his pants, and then that didn't work. So he pulled down his jeans, and there was all this smoke, and there's this big like blackened hole in the back of his tighty whities, which were still glowing from the flames. Okay, anybody want to make dinner? And one BCG.
That's awful. That's a total backfire. Not professionals. That's how we got on the topic of the Timtron fart gas story. You must have told a similar story, and then I had mentioned how me and one of my ex-girlfriends from a long time ago, we used to light our farts on fire for fun. They're quite good at it, It was very amusing, but Tim's story took it to the next level. W2BTK.
That was
Bill, my type of girl.
A lit wick being twisted down and submersing into the kerosene. It was bad.
W2PHL. I got to take a lighter into the hot tub with me next time, because I don't know if you guys been in a hot tub recently, but when the bubbles are off, any release of that type of methane gas, it it gets, the water is a really perfect medium for that gas to travel. It doesn't dissipate. So when it emerges on the surface of the water, it's like fully contained and at like 100%, potency. So I wonder if you had like a lighter right there, there'd be like fire on the water.
Okay, so
Bath in Manhattan, why they don't allow lighters.
Okay, so the actual story that Timmy told me, I'll try to condense it. What he was doing, he was in the bathtub, I guess, and he had a mason jar, and he was very gaseous, and every time he would fart, he kind of held the mason jar, as he described, right over his crotch, and then the bubbles would come up and into the jar and displace Wasser, right? So about an hour of this goes by, and he's displaced about half of the jar's worth of Wasser. And then I guess Marcy came in and he's like, hey, like she didn't think farts were flammable. So he turned the jar up and took a lighter and poof, giant fireball. Pretty cool.
The guy?
In that marriage, I really haven't fully decided whether she is perfect for him or he's perfect for her.
The guy who lit himself and his whiteys, it's a good thing, or maybe I should say, I'm worried that he didn't have a check valve and the flames could have shot in.
Can you imagine that, lighting your colon on fire? And on that note, I have to make a phone call here, so I got to jump out for a moment. I got to line up my social life for tonight. Instead of hanging out with you people, and one BCG back in whenever.
Anybody ever light Reichard spray on fire?
Yeah, back in the day, well, it wasn't Reichard, it was hairspray in a garbage can, and you would fill up the garbage can with the hairspray, and you would throw a wooden match in there.
Sonic boom.
You take the Reichard and a lighter, and you hold the lighter about 2 inches in front of the Reichard, and you have instant flamethrower. Excellent for offing bugs on a screen.
Well, that works with all kinds of stuff. I remember a kid got thrown out of middle school because he had what was that stuff, Banaka? Like that mint breath spray. Like you see the guy in the movie spraying his mouth before he tries to make out with the chick. And he was had a lighter in one of those, and he was going around the school, his little flamethrower.
Another great flamethrower is aerosol brake fluid. Not brake fluid, brake cleaner. A solvent.
Yeah, that's mostly alcohol. Yeah, I haven't tried that, but okay. I got a can of that in the garage. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and try your WD-40 while you're at it too.
Don't burn the house down.
Oh, the crazy stuff we did as kids. We would take snowballs and we would spray them with hairspray also, and then light them on fire and throw them.
The best thing we ever did, one of the most interesting things we ever did when we were in not grammar school, junior high school, is we'd take 2 bottle caps, and we'd get a box of wooden matches, and we'd just break the tips off the wooden matches, and we'd stuff them between the 2 bottle caps until you couldn't fit the 2 bottle caps together. Then you take masking tape and you tape it all together, and you stand at the end of the hall, and you just whip it down the hall, let it hit the concrete tiled floor as hard as it can, and the thing it was the best smoke bomb I've ever seen.
Clark should tell his fog machine story, but he's not here.
Of course, I didn't do it, but my friend did it, and he got suspended for quite a while for doing that.
You were probably egging them on.
Me?
No, I wasn't an egg-a-longer. I was just a go-alonger. I just went along to get along.
No, do this. Nobody will see you.
Oh, yeah, and then it stunk. It stunk of burnt matches, that sulfur smell, the whole hallway.
I'm just doing a flyby here. I was in the shop and I saw something on the spectrum analyzer, and it's like, oh, it's you guys.
Yeah, and PW, you have no room to talk about doing miscreant things involving fire.
Fuck yeah, I know. My poor mother, rest her soul.
I don't know how that house in Peabody didn't burn down. I just don't understand. I mean, how many pennies can you put into a fuse box and the house still stand?
And the the Waxatron in the garage. You remember that one?
Yeah, and lighting off solid rocket fuel.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it was funny. The garage last time I saw it years ago still had the, the wax. I don't know, the stain from the wax. When it shot up on the ceiling. The flaming wax, and then as it licked across the ceiling out to the garage door. There was still a trail.
Oh, yeah, that's never going away. That'll be there forever. Even if they try to paint over it, it'll eventually peek through, I think. But, and we weren't in junior high school either when we were doing this. We were in our 20s.
Sure, fine, upstanding citizens.
Ah, boy. I'm surprised I'm still alive and or not in jail hanging around with you and Tim back then.
Yeah, all of the above.
And other people who were just plain crazy. I mean, we were sane despite all the foolish things we did, but then we had just plain crazy people like kHz.
Yeah, Chris was, on a good day, certifiable.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have drugs for him now. We didn't have them back then, though.
Yeah, you just let him build a 4x1. Remember that JS 4x1 he built?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, don't lean up against it, PW. There's 3,800 volts there. It's like, ah!
God, that guy was a character. Anyway, K1ETP, you're just doing a drive-by, huh?
Yeah, I gotta do a few more things before I, it's my break from the FICA mine. Tomorrow it's back into the FICA mine.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Yeah, all right. Well, good to hear you got a good signal this afternoon. Quite a group coming and going here. So, yes, I took my wood-burning stove apart today. I needed to change the catalytic converter in it, and man, what a mess it was. The whole interior jacket of the stove, and I'm looking at gaskets that really got to be replaced and everything, and I says, well, I'm going to do the right thing and just put this back together. And that's what I did. Didn't change any gasket. I didn't change the catalytic converter. So that's the one accomplishment for me today. Then the rest of the time I've just been sitting around watching TV or eating. Yes, eating.
Up with Bob briefly. Bob,
fine way to spend a Sunday. What do you change the catalytic every 3-4 years, 5 years?
It's supposed to be, I think, every 3,000 hours, but I think it's been 4 years since I changed it, and I took it out, and it was damaged. I don't think it was doing anything. It was really showed a lot of heat damage, and all the coating on it was gone, and it weren't doing much. And I could tell it weren't doing much because there's a thermometer that goes down into it, and when it's firing on all cylinders, you get 1,200, 1,300 degrees from that catalytic converter, and it's down to around 500 now.
Wow, it gets that hot. Well, I guess that's really the way it knocks down the noxious particulates. Yeah, I had catalytic in the, that fireplace insert. I don't know if you remember in Boxford, the Vermont castings. That was nice. It worked, but that was a pain. The stove was a pain in the ass to work on. But the new one here, I've got a Yodel, one of the clean ones, the clean burn ones that has no catalytic, nothing. So, that type of stove.
Yeah, Yodels are pretty stoves. Nice stoves. Expensive, though. Yep, I'll tell you, when that catalytic converter works, your chimney is nothing in it. I had the chimney guy come and he looked at it and he goes, I'll clean if you want me to, but it doesn't need cleaning. And I says, nah, just charge me for an inspection. So this year is the first time I've had it cleaned in 2 years, and still there was nothing there. So that catalytic converter really just nukes any particulate matter.
Yeah, no, I know they work really well. It's just, you wish they had a better way of swapping them out.
Yeah, mine's not that bad. I got to take the top off the stove, and there's something that looks like an asbestos cover. I don't think it's asbestos, though, because the stove's fairly new. And you got to take that apart, and everything's filthy, full of soot and real fine, fine dust-type ash, and yeah, it gets everywhere. It's a big mess. So this is about the 4th time I've done it, so I'm getting better at it. Getting better at not, destroying the whole family room.
All right, that's when you have the Admiral next to you. Honey, here, you sit here with the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, she was sitting there the whole time watching TV while I was cleaning it. Yeah, you gotta have a vacuum cleaner going all the time to suck the dust up. But it's worth it. Now I'm good for another at least 3 years. And they're about $150, which I guess isn't that bad. So, $50 a year. I think I got 4 years out of this one, but I think that most of this year I could tell, I think it ain't working very good. It was very hard to keep a good hot fire when I had the damper closed.
Yeah, it's getting all clogged up. All right, I'll let you guys continue. You may be on here a little bit, but it is Sunday afternoon and need to do a few more things here. K1ETP and the illustrious crowd, whoever that may be. This is WA1I Italy, WITALY-Q Quebec, coast to Maine.
All right there, P-Dub. Catch up with you later. K1ETP.
W2BTK.
W2PHL. Wow, Rich, it was like you flipped a switch there. Your signal's like 30 over S9 all of a sudden.
Oh, I did flick the switch. I flicked the 30 over 9 switch. It was only the S9 switch before.
Say, you can't fool me.
Billy, what rig are you on today? You on the big amplifier?
No. I'm just on one of my IPAs and the homebrew SDR.
Ah, okay. Well, ever since you moved the amplifier out of the shack, I can't tell. That thing was noisy.
Yeah, no fans, clunks, or clicks out here, but I'm running. I have it goosed up a bit. Pair of 4CX 1500s, but I'm only doing about 275 watts of carrier right now.
Yeah, I'm doing about 250.
Yeah, you're strapping. That's all anybody needs right now.
Yeah, because we just got invaded by the Virginia QSO party.
I can't believe that. There's 2 big, tall ship QSOs going on, 5 kc apart, and that lowly little slopbucker's in between the 2 of them, hoping to make a contact. Good luck.
Rich, I thought so.
Yeah, well, later tonight, when all the stuff happens, I'll probably turn on the final.
Yeah, I came down here and listened for a little while last night around, I don't know, 8:39, and the band was long. I can't wait for the band to start staying short all 24 hours a day. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Well, let me see if I can help, because I'm in Virginia and these idiots have no courtesy at all. The frequency's already in use and they just come in here and start blasting the stupid slop buckets.
I think stupid is for SSB, super stupid. Anyway, the frequency is in use. The frequency is in use. Whiskey 2 Papa Hotel Lima, the frequency is in use. Please QSY. Thank you.
Well, I know it is, but those idiots on sideband don't know that. They don't know what an AM signal is. Anyways,
all they know is 5'9". That's all they know.
Northern Virginia.
That's the only. That was the only question they got right on the test.
Well, whatever. SSB, it's scientific setback mode, so I'm not surprised any of this is happening.
I think stupid.
ESSB is extra stupid sideband.
I think stupid slop bucket sounds better.
This exciter makes really, really good slop bucket. High precision. It's pretty amazing.
So, what is? I guess Clark's on the phone with the escort service. Is that what he's doing? Lining up a date for the night?
He's reading off his credit card number right now.
Yeah, do you have any tall brunettes? Yeah, okay, yeah. How tall? All right. How much? How about for an inch shorter?
Do you take Discover? You get cash back on that one.
You know, if anything ever happened to my lovely wife, that's all I would do on Saturday night. Get out the credit card, make the call, be done with it.
It's a good way to do it. Rent, don't buy.
Sorry, fellas.
The frequency is in use. The sideband station, you're interfering with an ongoing QSO. This is Whiskey 2 Papa Hotel Lima. We're running amplitude modulation, and you are interfering. Please QSY. Thanks.
Well, see what please get you?
Yeah, and thank you. Slop Bucketeer.
Yeah, I was listening yesterday afternoon to Steve and some other station. They were talking about their successes on the online dating services, and man, that seems like a lot of work filling out those applications. I just say, you know, got a credit card? That's all it takes. You don't have to fill out no stinking applications.
All right, well, I'm going to take a quick break here. I'm going to go do a couple things, and I'm going to hop on the radio in a little bit. So you guys carry on, and it's nice talking to y'all. I'll be back in just a little while. W2BTK.
All right, Billy. Nice running into you. I think I'm going to take a break as well. I've got to find a lighter, because I'm going in the hot tub in a few minutes with the missus. She's going to be like, what are you doing? I'm going to tell her, it's science.
That's right. I'm doing this in the name of science. You know what they say, dear? They say follow the science.
That's right. Science, not sophistry. This is going to be real.
All right, Phil. See you later. Good to hear you. Boy, 2 days in a row. Sometimes I don't hear you for a month or so at a time. Good to hear you. And Billy, see you later too. And I'm just going to tune around here, I guess. What time is it? Got about another 25 minutes. This is K1ETP.
Yep, nice hearing you too, Rich. And Ken was in here earlier.